out there.
Welcome to 2K Sport and David.
Well, guys, as you know,
Thank you for that report as always, David. This situation not too uncommon in the NBA right now.
You know, there are a lot of guys who are very close off the court, but they'll go at each other all out when they step on the court.
Is checked in for Robert Covington. And here we are, the Warriors' final season in Oakland. Bill, they'll be moving to a brand new arena across the bay in San Francisco.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. I'm excited that there's an arena downtown, and you know, the Oakland-San Francisco thing was always weird to go to Warriors games, drop in, figure out where to stay, all that stuff. On the other hand, I thought they had the best crowd of anybody. For years and years there, just like very blue-collar, old-school, fans that have been coming for years.
Stuck with them even in the lean times.
Yeah, the lean times were every year.
Right.
They had no year other than lean times. And now that the team got good the last 6 years, you could feel the audience changing a little. And now it's changing a lot. I just miss the Oakland fan base, and I hope, you know, once we expand to 60 teams or 70 or wherever we're going, I'd like to see Oakland get one of the 70 teams.
Well said. So on the floor for Minnesota, Gibson plays the 4 with Towns in the middle. Derrick Rose is out there with AI. And it's Wiggins in at the 3, the small forward. Just 5 to shoot. Towns kicks to Gibson. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Gibson's got his first points in this one. Always a spirited debate, Bill, around the NBA. Which team was the best ever? I know you have an opinion on a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, I used to feel really strongly about my opinion on this, but I think basketball has changed so much over this decade that I'm not even positive how you could compare what this Warriors team is versus what... I always thought the 86 Celtics were the best team, but the 86 Celtics were built... I always compared it to a hockey team on a power play where you're just trying to get closer and closer to the net and crowd the net, and they were just built around getting layups and the best possible shots. The Warriors are built around math and shooting threes and spacing the floor. And if you took the 86 Celtics and indoctrinated them in that style for 5 years, they all would have been shooting threes, and they probably would have done it better than the Warriors, but I don't know. So I almost have like the before-after with theirs. I think the Warriors are the best team of the math era. But I still think the 86 Celtics were the best start-to-finish season anyone's had. The dark horse for me was the 01 Lakers, the second Lakers team. When Shaq and Kobe, they had won the year before, rocky first few months, and then they figured out whatever they needed to figure out, and Phil Jackson probably sprinkled some Zen fairy dust on them or whatever he did, and they just ripped through the league. And they came very close to going undefeated in the playoffs. So that would be my dark horse.
Dang passes to AI. 13 feet away. Dang dishes to AI. It's in. That's his third field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
and this quarter has been all about him. You feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
Curry with it. Picked up by Teague. On deep. Another three for Golden State.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Passes it to Chang. Here's AI. Sinks the triple. AI's got 10.
A little tit-for-tat action going on the back-to-back trade.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship from range could force both defenses to maybe extend out a little further.
Down low, deflects the pass. It's stolen by Dang. Here's AI, and AI throws it down.
And nicely done, running the floor well, then attacking the rim.
Now the exclamation point in transition with the high percentage finish.
The Warriors have had 2 chances at the line. Look here for the Warriors. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Kevon Looney. Draymond Green comes in for Bell. Kevin Durant, he's checked in for Urebko. And it's Klay Thompson in for Andre Iguodala. The tremendous pair of Curry and Klay in the backcourt. Down low, it's Green and Cousins. And it's Durant in at the 3 slot. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Kevin Durant, an MVP, multiple championships, but he continues to add new wrinkles to his game and takes pride in that part of his game.
Yeah, last year it was the two-way play and the defense in the first 2.5 months of the year. They faded off. That whole team, I think, got tired. I asked some of the Warriors about it last year, just why did they get tired when, you know, it wasn't like 17 was that grueling. They kind of rolled through the league. But I think it's just day-to-day, the bullseye being in the spotlight. Every arena you go to.
Best punch every game.
Yeah, you're out in Charlotte. It's the highlight of Charlotte's season to play you. And I think it does wear those guys down. I think the next step with him would be, can he evolve into a stretch 5? What could he be Al Horford basically and take all the Draymond minutes when Draymond's not playing and just be the other 5?
How many stretch 5s are in the NBA? Can you count them on one hand, or think of them?
It's the Al Horford, and there's not many. There's not many. But I mean, a 7-foot guy who's one of the best 8 shooters of all time is your stretch 5.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Can Jokic shoot the 3? He can kind of.
Yeah.
He's got an outside shot, doesn't he?
Unfortunately, Jokic stretches the other team's point total when he's out there. So he's a stretch the other team's total to 120 defender.
Always full of terrific insights. Bill Simmons, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. My insights, thank you as well.
And Brent, always cool, isn't it, to hear what Bill's thinking? He comes at things from a variety of angles.
Yeah, the pop culture stuff and the bits from personal life and his interaction around the game. He certainly has a passion for basketball, and it's great that Bill's adding some color to the audience's experience.
And it's AI missing.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
There's the pass to Wiggins. Here's AI. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Man, you get so caught up in the bravado of someone scoring on you and you wanting to even the score. Unfortunately, he couldn't answer back.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And he drops in the layup off the glass. AI's got 17 now.
Now he's torching the D right now, hitting a high percentage of all the shots he's let fly.
Rose against Curry. Pass to Cousins. 1 second left, and it's good on the layup. Cousins has got his second bucket tonight.
Yeah, his body is a huge advantage for him, and Cousins uses it so well. First couple steps are pretty quick for a guy his size.
And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. Minnesota on top, up by 3. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Alongside Steve Kerr and Coach, what is the offensive approach going to be in the second half?
Well, we just have to do what we do, move the ball and wear them down with our ball movement, our cutting, and our spacing, and set better screens, all the usual stuff.
Yeah, it always seems to work out for you in the long run. Thanks, Steve. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were necessary. Some changes for Golden State. Kevon Looney is checked in for Cousins. Jordan Bell comes in for Draymond Green. And it's Iguodala in for Durant. On the court for Minnesota. Dang out there with Dario Saric. Then it's AI. Then it's Gorgie Dang. And it's Teague in at the point. The WNBA, the top teams make the playoffs. We know that regardless of what conference And the early results look good, Brent. You ever see that happening in the NBA?
I like the chatter about it. I like the consideration about it. I love the idea of the top 16 teams making the playoffs. But then I think to myself, well, if 12 of those 16 teams are in the Western Conference, then a lot of people are going to be watching something else come playoff time. So
Travel just makes it prohibitive.
not just the travel, Kevin, but the idea that you have these shifts. As we know, the Western Conference has dominated the NBA for at least the last decade, that there just wouldn't be much attention for the playoffs, at least throughout the country, if you did it that way.
Tries it from the top of the key. No good on the shot. And Minnesota will come the other way.
You just can't find the bottom of the net right now. He's looking frustrated. This quarter has been a bit of a nightmare for him.
And there's the call on Curry. That's his third foul of the game. 1:32 left in the third quarter.
Defensively, a little uneven in that first half, but they've been far more focused and consistent here in the second.
And here we go. Fast break, and AI's got it. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Now let's see some numbers here on Steph Curry. Great showing for him last season. First in free throw percentage. And with that effortless stroke, he climbed all the way to the top 15 in three-point percentage.
And as you said, the league's best free throw shooter last season. What a tremendous asset, especially in clutch situations.
Well, he was terrific in the first half, guys. Maybe some adjustments from the opposing team coach, and he's lost a little bit of that touch here in the second.
And here's Curry, who brings it up for the Golden State Warriors. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game, and that will be the third of 5 straight played at home. And Gorgie Jang is going to pick up a foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. .55 seconds left to play in the third. 6 on the shot clock. Iguodala against Dang. Iguodala, no good.
Defense has to feel fortunate. Somehow he missed that opportunity, and still there's no reason for them to give up that kind of open shot.
That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from T.
You hear that A word all the time, aggressive, and sometimes just being that can turn your game around. He's been that in the second half, their go-to guy here.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And the Warriors lead by 4.
Well, he fights through some aggressive defense. Iguodala using those broad shoulders and not taking no for an answer.
AI. No good on the triple. Thompson looking for an opening.
That's a high percentage score for Jordan Bell, who takes high percentage shots.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we'll be back with you shortly. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great hands, great vision. That makes great things happen for your offense.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Thompson and Durant fill out the perimeter. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Bell, and it's Curry in at the point guard position. That's the Warriors' foul. Offensive rebound. And it's Towns missing.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
That one goes in. That's 28 points for Klay Thompson.
And right now, the game plan seems to be working.
It looks like this team has finally gotten into the club and found its rhythm, trying their best to pull away.
AI right side. Feeds it to Gibson. And the layup's good off the glass.
Well, Gibson's determined. He's in there near the bucket. Doesn't mind the defense that's around him and gets it done.
Curry finds Cousins. ball's knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Towns. And the Warriors. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. AI, it's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 3 assists now in this one.
And that was the play to make. Rose making the right read.
Durant kicks to Cousins. Rebound, Minnesota. AI outside. 1:49 left to play in the final quarter. Durant the pass to Cousins. Shoots over Towns. And the rejection by Towns.
And his foot movement is what makes Towns such a terrific shot blocker. He moves so well and can defend just about any position on the floor.
From beyond the arc, it's stolen by Green. Rose against Durant. Jerebko kicks to Cousins. Shoots over Towns, and too long on the shot.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Well, something in this frame for sure, but when you're out of rhythm, sometimes it's better to play the role of being the facilitator.
And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And the Warriors with some changes. Thompson comes in for Jerebko, and Curry subbed in for Looney. And Cousins kicks to Thompson. Trying to find Durant. He's got it now to the paint. And Curry the bucket on the assist by Durant. And the Warriors lead by 11.
And you can tell they're ready to start celebrating a well-deserved victory here tonight.
Yeah, you can see the fans. They've already started celebrating themselves. A gutty performance. Might want to stop shooting from out there right now because it's just not working. He needs to look to get his teammates involved at this point in the game.
And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
Icing on the cake right there, fellas, for what has been just a phenomenal performance.
Well, they are the mayors of City Hall in Blowout City. These guys were locked and loaded tonight, not to be denied.
Minnesota calls timeout. They trail by 13. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
And just trying to salvage anything at this point, even if it's just some momentum heading into the next one.
Well, it's all about doing your best with the time that you've been given. It's the only thing really that you can control as a player. So let's see what they decide to run.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Bell is checked in for Cousins. Jerebko comes in for Green. And it's Iguodala in for Kevin Durant. And so it's Dang bringing it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's a 13-point game. AI can't hit. Outside Curry. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first...
Yo, have y'all gotten any word about the MJ golf tournament this year?
Heard about it.
Oh, yeah.